Hello, it's Bev Code. I'm dropping in to share this beautiful album with you. It is put together using Scrap Boy's Flowers Melody, and I just thought I would share with you. I had to be very careful because I only had 12 double-faced sheets in this collection, and they were the 8x8. And this, I'm just going to show you. This is what I have left only. This sheet and this sheet. And this is the paper. That's all that is left from this little album. Some of the accents, I have to be honest, I did get the Scrapbook Flowered Melody pop-up paper pad. Now, as you can see, I did cut some out of here. And some of the ones, but I have at least 90% of this left. I did cut some out of here before I cut what was on the sheets here. So I'm saying if you substitute what was left here, and they are double-sided on this sheet, and I'm thinking I could have been cutting them off of here. I just knew I had this, and one day I was cutting and I grabbed this book instead. But like I said, very, very, very little paper left. So it definitely was a great project that came together and made what I call a stunning and beautiful album. Just want to make sure I'm in cue here. Okay. So I always try and pick my cover first, because if I use it somewhere else and then I don't have a cover, then I would be really upset. For this, I did add some of the fussy cut elements, and I just happened to have this Moment's fabulous chipboard, and I colored it in green. I even ran out of paper that I couldn't match any of this fun greeny brown. So I went with what I had left, this one little piece, and this I had to fussy cut to fit up there. I was using also a lot of cardstock. I went with the beigey brown total on everything inside. So moving on forward, it has 8 wonderful pages. And we will use lots and lots of cardstock, I mentioned. And the 4x6 photos are not any problem getting them in here. You also, if you wanted to make mats, I'm just grabbing my ruler. So you could put some 5x7s. There's no way, 5x7s you could put in here too. I did put some extra mats on pieces that I had left. I cut these 4x6, but if you did some 5x7s, you could be throwing them in, no problem. So let's see what's in this. Like I said, I only had so many sheets, and a lot of them I had to make sure that I could get the full page out of the one 8x8. This was an 8x8. And I just cut off a little bit. And inside this fabulous, fun, big gusset, this is where I had very little scrappy pieces left, and I had to put something here because I have a magnet. And I had a strip, and I put it on matting. This is where you can put a photo, or we could be adding a title, a sentiment or something on this. There's certain things I only went so far, and I can take it further once I know who's getting it and what theme it is. So inside this one, we have a beautiful waterfall, and lots and lots and lots and lots of photos. But as you can see, I went with 2 colors of cardstock to fill in and make this work. Now, I could have used more fussy cut pieces, and I still might, but I was more I was more worried about just finishing with the big pieces I had, and that has a magnet. So this here has a magnet closure. So that is our first fabulous big side page with the pop of the dark green in with all this here. On this side, it is the print, and by putting the cardstock pocket, you could cut off and then slide the difference inside so you had the beautiful flowers. I think this should have gone sideways, only I had to figure out how to make it go. I put in a couple blank 4x6s, and for this one I used all cardstock again, but I don't know if you can see. I'm going to stand up so I can see. There. I embossed it, so it's beautiful. So rather than trying to decorate it, you can emboss things and make them stunning. So for this one, we have the amazing pop-up. Whoop. It pops up for many, 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 many photos. And the embossing absolutely decorates it. This is where, if you want to put titles or more things out here, you can add to that later. Okay, now this is a switch in color, and I went with the dark and the light blues. So for this one, this is my second waterfall design type, and I had a fabulous online friend show me how to make them. It's very, very easy, but you end up decorating each of the panels, and then you decorate some of the panels on the inside also, so they look pretty, and then you still have room for your 4x6. And inside I added some of the fussy cuts, and outside some of the fussy cuts. Over here is the magnet. As you can see, it holds. Right now I've got 5 in there, and I think by the time you add photos we'll still be fine. I haven't tested it myself, but they hold beautifully. So this is where I am totally plain on the back, and this is where if I want to fussy cut a few things and put them around the outside, I could do that. But I wanted to share today. See, even if they go here, we could stick a couple images or do a little row, a corner, whatever you decide. Lots of options. Now we went to the brown beigey tones. And this had enough of the brown with the clock and the little book that I went heavy over here and a little lighter here. But the paper is stunning. So now for this one, I also, when I had the browns, only had so many that had brown tones in it. And this was not super, super bold, but the paneling with the little flowers was pretty. But I did fussy cut some images. And I went with the multi-tone paneling behind. And for this one, we have a magnet again, and the flip out. And we have the pocket down below. And we made the cute magnet book again. I like the magnets. Oh, I stuck a couple. This is where I had a little bit of brown paper and green. So I put a couple 4x6s. And this one here is the pop out. It opens on all sides, and I use the accenting paneling inside. And you still can put a photo in there and then close with cute, cute accents. So for this one here, I've been using a lot of these fun brad twist around. When we do the full flap, that meant this was using one of the 8x8s just in the flap color. So a lot of times inside was strictly done with cardstock. And it's the only one when we open, this is upside down, but I'm not going to worry about because it's still beautiful. This is another one that does a flop out, and we went with the bigger panel. See, this is where your 5x7 or your extra 4x6 and your journaling can be in here. We always do the sides, the bottom, and down, and the cute little wraparound. So now we're switching from the browns back to the kind of blues, light and dark. And for this one, there's that beautiful little birdhouse. That's why I didn't worry that it was upside down in the previous page, because I used it again right here. And for this one, I have to be honest with you, I messed up. This birdhouse was supposed to be the whole original piece, but I had a problem in the corner and it wasn't big enough. So I went with my leftover piece that I found and I fussy cut to make it finish up. Beautiful flowers, pocket. And for this one, I did 4x6 panels again. Lots and lots of panels. And here is another book. And this one's just easy. You just fold them over and tie around, hook it through and tie a bow. And for accenting I just took a fun little panel and I added more color and that decorated that one. Like I said, I was down to the nitty gritty. And notice how I've been shortening things a bit because then a little bit of coloring and that shows in there. I love that. And the prints in this is so gorgeous. Now this is another one where the full panel is used on this. And when we open this one, it didn't matter. The flowers could be up or down and it was perfect. This is where I did another waterfall and I had to finish inside with just blue. Sometimes I put another print piece and I background with fun cardstocks on this. So as you can see, it's 8 pages. So with only 12 sheets and the 2 that I couldn't cut at all were accent sheets, we were down to 10. And then trying to make booklets and accents. It was a little challenging, but I think it's important to let you know that 8x8s can be beautiful. Now, my new thing I'm doing right now, as you can see here, the inside is smaller. The pages are smaller than the cover. We have decided that we want the top, bottom, and the outer edge. I have almost like a 1/4 inch in each of the top, bottom, and the side. It's protecting the edges from getting burred and messed up a little bit. So this whole album is done then with the fabulous chipboard in the cover only. So the main cover and the spine has the fabulous heavy, beautiful chipboard. It's very thick, so it's sturdy, and it gives us a fabulous outer border for our album. And like I said, it's higher, wider, and higher, so that this is all inside, kind of protected on the edges of the main base. And that is something I haven't quite done before. I've been changing things up to make each book different, and each book I try and improve and test things. And all of the cardstock is Bazzill, and like I said, when I share online, I'll share all the colors that I used after I get my magnifying glass out and I can read the labels. That was really funny. I went to do it and I couldn't read them. So I did need help. So I went from the fun greens to blue to brown and blue again. And everything is done in the caramel beige. We'll see what color it is called. And this is the Scrap Boys. And it is the fabulous Flowers Melody and Bazzill and the accents. So I want to thanks. I enjoyed sharing with you. Have a great day. Take care and see you soon.